Buongiorno, beautiful beings. Welcome to Pentagon here at the Burke Street Courtyard. We've got our good friend Perspective here and making his way to the mic. 6'1" from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Give it up for Jacob. Welcome to the party.
Hey guys.
How are you, brother?
Oh, good, and you?
Really good, bro. I mean, we're welcoming one of the biggest Brazilian legend here.
Thanks for that.
Fattest bass lines with some crazy melodic rhythms, and I mean, man, I think a lot of people are looking up to you and getting inspiration from your art and your music. I mean, how did you choose this sound? What made you decide that this is a Jacob sound?
Hey guys, thanks for the kind words. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm not sure how it came. You know, like everybody told me when I was starting that the most important thing is that you have an identity. So I was always looking for that. Of course, I had my influences, but at some point you just find your own sounds, and that's the way.
Yep. And what do you think of this party though? This crowd's pumping.
Melbourne is always awesome. You know, guys, I've been playing here on the past 4 years, and always is something special. They really wait for every track, and it's crazy, you know.
And what is your favorite outdoor party or big festival to play at?
I have some festivals that I liked, but here in Australia, Bohemians Beat Freaks is definitely one of my favorites. I've been playing there.
You played there last week?
Yes, I did.
Yep. And how was that experience this year?
Was super awesome.
Yeah?
The venue, the site is amazing, and I can't describe it with words, you know. It's super cool.
Yep, sure.
I really wanted to ask, at what point was there a big turning point in your career? Like, you know, something that made you, well, you told yourself, you know, wow, this is the moment I've been waiting for. What happened?
To be honest, I'm not that sure when was the point. I just have in mind that my first official release was in August of 2012. Right after that, I was booked for my first gig out of my state. Mm-hmm. Then I realized that was the start point, you know. Yep. I started to receive a lot of requests and never stopped. Yep.
Were you releasing on Alien Records already, or you started with another label?
I started with Alien Records, and nowadays I still releasing some tracks there and some tracks on Spin Twist as well.
Which track are you most proud of?
This is a hard question, man, because I can tell you that the track people most come to tell me, oh, this track really is something special for me. It's Perfect Drug with Mandragora that's playing there. Yep. But also Coming Home is very special. I didn't play it last weekend in Bohemian, and some people came and said, why did you didn't play?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there an artist that you haven't worked with yet that you would like to either produce with or do a remix for?
Not really. I'm actually really proud that all my best friends in the scene, like 4820, Mandragora, we started together, we grew together, and nowadays they are really inspiring to me. Yep. We still doing some tracks together, and I'm really glad with this.
It's a modern day rock band, isn't it, really?
Yes.
Being in a community with other artists really helps you get more creative and more engaged and more...
Yeah, definitely.
You push one another to do things.
Yeah, when we feel that this match with someone's styles, we just say, oh, here it is, finish this track, and then we do a lot of collabs with each other.
Yeah. I mean, who's your favorite person to collab with?
Actually, Neto Mandragora is one of the best, because he taught me to produce really faster. You know, we used to live together like on the past 3 years, and he was one of the guys that say, man, you need to produce more and release more. And nowadays I really follow this, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you've been pumping a lot of tracks recently.
Yes.
A lot, no?
Yes, this year, to be honest, was the year that I most released. I released an album in the end of last year, Enjoy the Ride.
Yeah.
And when this year started, I tried to say, oh, I'm gonna try to be the psytrance producer that most gonna release tracks. And I was releasing like every 2 weeks. And everybody comes to say, man, how are you releasing a lot of this music? I'm just working every day, you know. I wake up, I go for a running, and then I come back and start to work. I don't waste too much time in one track. I used to waste like 1 month in one track. Nowadays, the maximum is 2 weeks.
Right.
Wow.
Otherwise, I feel like I lost the flow.
What's the moment? Yeah. Well, I guess the song, you're trying to capture your feeling and everything in that moment, aren't you? So you're trying to get it out.
And how you're gonna do this if you're working on something like 2 months? You're already lost, you know. That's the way I feel.
Your advice to all the young producers and artists is to get on it and work more? Is that what
Not
you would
really. I advise them to find their own sounds, you know, like find an identity so people gonna recognize you when they listen to your music. And in the beginning, fast is not the priority, you know. You must follow your own sounds, create your own sounds, and then with time you're gonna start to produce faster.
So you've traveled everywhere, you've done everything, I feel. What goals do you set yourself? Like, what more are you looking forward to?
I still have a lot of goals, you know. Like I told you, this year I tried to release as many as I could, and next year I'm gonna probably find a new Jacob for 2020. You know,
right.
Every year we try to change and deliver something better. You know, but. Yes, I still miss some place that I want to know. And
so you mentioned the new album. What was, I guess, how did you want to make people feel, or is there any tracks in there that have a real special meaning to you that you're trying to connect or trying to help make people think in a different way? Or
it's something funny because sometimes the track you believe that is the most important. Doesn't have the same attention of the people, you know?
Yeah, right.
So for me, I have like few tracks that I really feel like, oh, I love this track, but isn't the tracks that people most like.
Yeah, true.
So on this album that it's called Twisted, I completed like few tracks that was single released, and one of them is called Higher.
Yeah.
And I really like it, like listen in the morning, like when I'm waking up, I feel the energy like, okay, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if people feel like that because I didn't heard too much feedback about this track, but for me it's one of the best.
Where do you get your inspiration for a track like Higher?
Sometimes it's just lucky that Spotify recommends some tracks for me that I never heard before, and it's totally different of my genre, and I feel inspired that, oh, I really like this touch made, so I could use like the melody of something, you know, for try start something new.
Is there any party that you haven't played at or festival that you want to play at that you haven't played at yet?
Of course I would say some, but right now I don't have like one specific like, has a lot of big parties that I really keen to play, but I'm free to go wherever they want to take me.
Okay,
You
so
know?
what's your next goal?
That's what I just said. I want to deliver something new and different for 2020.
Yep.
And like I told you guys, I've been releasing too many tracks on this year, and at some point, I still have one track scheduled for Christmas. It's going to be released on Spin Twist, but I stopped to make tracks this year like 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago.
No, okay.
After I finished the album, I said, okay, this year I'm done. Next year it's something new and something fresh. So I'm going to look for this, you know?
Fantastic. So Spin Twist, Alien Records. Am I missing any?
No,
that's it. So check them out.
Yeah.
Julien, any other questions, Julien?
Oh man, honestly, thank you for everything you do, and
I really appreciate
you're an artist that really did find his sound and his own, you know, his own calling. And I feel like every time I listen to one of your track, even if I don't know who it is, I know, oh, Jacob, this is Jacob.
That's
the
what
bass line is like moving, and
that's what I'm trying, you know, and really appreciate. Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure.
Before we wrap it up, who's your favorite football team?
I'm really fan of São Paulo. It's also the name of my hometown.
Yep.
But to be honest, on the past few years, I've not been having any lucky. So,
you got a favorite player?
Player now, right now, it's bunch of. I prefer even say, you know. But
what was your first tattoo?
my first tattoo was this phrase on my right arm.
Yep.
I was afraid that my family would be mad with me.
Sure.
So I tattooed some phrase that I knew my grandfather would like.
Yes.
It's some I took from the Bible. It says like save you from all the evil, and
okay.
That's it.
Oh, beautiful.
This was the first one.
Do you know how many you've got?
I don't know.
Lost count?
I don't know. I just have my back clean, but
yeah, cool.
all the rest.
Okay. Do you have a favorite song right now?
Not really. I guess someone asked me this today, and I have some tracks that I used to listen on repeat.
Yeah.
But I can even tell you which he is and from who is.
It's Higher by Jacob. Higher. And okay, before we go, is there anything you would like to say to the people? What's a life motto or a mantra or some great advice you have to give to them?
First of all, I would like to thank you guys for having me here again.
Yep.
Melbourne always is super warm, and they really crazy. And if you're starting to produce now, just try to follow your instincts and do your own sound. You always can try to make a similar sound of someone that you influence to, but you need to do your own sound.
Awesome.
For people recognize like, oh, this is the guy.
Yep. Awesome, fantastic.
That's
now,
it.
if you could ask any person from any time, any question, who would it be, and what would you ask them?
Man, this is hard question.
That's our final question. That's how we finish the show.
I have a lot of names that I'm really fan, like Kurt Cobain, like Michael Jackson, Drake, but I guess these guys, they already told us a lot of things, so I just try to learn something every time I listen to their tracks.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
I really thank you guys.
Jacob's been Twist and Alien Records, Perspective on Century Glitch, TrentJulien.com, DoofTube. Thank you very much. We're at Pentagon, and now we're on our way to my Aeon. Thank you very much. Obrigados.